So to me, the timeline was like this. So I watched this video after a long day because this just popped out in my feed. I watched something else after it to get some sleep, and then went to bed. Now I woke up in the wrong side of the bed, thought about this video by Braxophone, and since I got on the wrong side of the bed, I just decided, you know what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm just gonna unleash a bit of rage here because all of this is stupid. What people are doing to him is fucking bullshit. It's stupid. It's it's tinfoil hat situation. I need to calm down. Maybe if I want to. I decide. So if you don't know Braxophone and you play on Honkai, that's weird, but okay. He made essentially guides and some other videos like here he reviews Mina's account. He talks about stuff, who to play, who to build. He gave Twitch plays Pokemon, essentially the same thing in Honkai Star Rail. I don't know how else to explain it. Who thought this was a good idea? There's no praise the helix here, but praise the helix. Whatever. So what happened essentially is he got access to an early version of the next game version to essentially try Acheron and make a guide video to essentially bring us the best possible options and so essentially this is a thing that Hoyoverse made for content creators. It's still a beta, it's still a new thing they were trying to essentially reduce the impact of the leaks. Right? Because the problem they also issued in the very same live stream they announced Hackathon with, they talked about how they want to have more leaks around, they don't like leaks. So what they're trying to do probably is they're giving access to some content creators an early version for the next patch, so we can see the gameplay early anyway, like played by people and not by the Hoyoverse employee that is pressing the button to allow us to get explained, during the live stream, the kid talk with Albert or whatever, because they acknowledged that this kind of stuff, the character skit, it's something that is very requested. It's something everyone wants to know as early as possible because a lot of people want to invest. A lot of people want to, I don't know, save up if you're free to play. All that stuff. For example, you may be interested in aventuring. What the fuck does aventuring does? And they just know that you want to see it, right? So the options here are either you go search for leaks or you watch the live stream over and over when they talk about Aventuring Skit. That's what people tend to do usually. So with this, they want to reduce the impact for leaks because at that point they will be completely worthless because you have the official thing around at a certain point in time. So you just need a little bit more of patience. Maybe leakers will be discouraged from leaking stuff, and they will stop. They will be less famous. People will look at them less, and people will be spoiled less. This is a very good solution because it involves people who, after all, know about this stuff, how to make builds, how to make stuff. Like again, for example, Braxophone himself, he makes a Sparkle guide, a Chinchue guide. So the solution they're adopting is good. It's still in beta, so not everyone managed to fit in, and I think it's probably what triggered a lot of people. I'll get to that later. But yeah, this is a solution they came up with. To me, it's a very nice solution because who else are you gonna make, talk about the kit of the future characters if not someone that, as you can see, talks about characters kit? Like, that's the whole point of certain creators. I could never do such a thing because I usually rely on this kind of figures in the community. I watch what they recommend, and then I make up on my own what I am gonna do. If I didn't kinda figure it out already, like for example, Doctor Ratio, when we received Doctor Ratio, know I already knew that the full Duke set was not the correct way to go because the 4-piece effect is something that relies on how many hits your follow-up does, and ratios is just one. It's not like the Lightning Lord that hits various times, or Nambi or Erta. So I can get that far, but I would still need, a guide maker to make sure I got the right, I don't farm the wrong stuff, even if at the end of the day, especially, well, for DPS, it's either a certain particular set or just fucking quantum set, so that's not much of a choice. So, what has happened is he got this early access for Acheron to make a early guide, as you can see here, and people got mad because what happened in the video is he used Sparkle and talked about Acheron's Lightcon, as you can see here. The problem is a lot of people say he ignored Acheron's passive because Acheron's passive wants you to have 2 other nihilities with her, essentially, and he just ignored one and put Sparkle because he thinks Sparkle is broken enough to essentially make up for it with no problem. Which personally I think it's true, but I also think Sparkle is not the only one with that power. I think pretty much all the 5-star Harmony characters have that power to make up for the second nihility, but that's a story for another time. what people said essentially was, now, guys, this is fucking insane. So, take your tinfoil hat and be ready. Like, if you lived during the Big C 4 years ago, you're gonna probably have PTSD. I have PTSD for this because it's the same kind of nonsense people spewed out and are still spewing out. So brace yourselves. People think that he had to say this stuff because Hoyo wanted to sell Sparkle last minute because she goes away. And this is just one of the two big conspiracy theories that will be mentioned because, oh my, so big gacha, you know, big. I don't want my video to get absolutely destroyed, but you know what I mean if you live through the Big C. This is some serious shit. First of all, Sparkle is that broken. So also, Sparkle doesn't need to be sold to people. People already got her. Like, Sparkle's marketing, everything Oyo did with Sparkle. She has 3 trailers and a broken kit. You know how many people I saw on Reddit say, I pulled for Sparkle, I could not resist. Sparkle, just by existing, sells herself. She doesn't need the endorsement from someone like Braxophone. She doesn't need Oyoverse going around and say, please make an advertisement for... First of all, that's not what happened, obviously. If you're a logical thinking person, you can already tell that. But whatever. She is already an amazing character and a character that will always sell, will always get a lot of money. Like, she is going away with the banner. Her banner is wearing off because Acheron is next. But whenever she comes back, people are gonna pull for her again because she is so broken that if you don't have her Lightcon, you can get her Lightcon. If you want Eidolons, you can. They are pretty powerful. So this character doesn't need any kind of advertisement from anyone. She was already plenty ready to be an absolutely golden eggs chicken. I don't know how to say that, but rightfully so. Like, this is Sparkle is an amazing character. Like, story wise, it's the most fool we saw out of a masked fool. Like, this girl is a menace. She's dangerous, and people like her for it. Like, she is a even crazier version of Harley Quinn, which is a lot. And you know how many people like Harley Quinn? A lot. You know how many? Like, she is... Shiori Novella was in Honkai Star Rail. That's a big thing to say. So she doesn't need advertisement. She also had 3 amazing trailers. Trust me, she did. No, that's not what is happening. That's not what happened. Stop spewing stupid stuff of your mouth. The human brain has overcome millennia of evolution. You can just throw it out the window over video game characters as much as we love them. Like, dude, come on. You can tell I got out of the bed in the wrong way. Like, you can tell. The next thing they basically accused Braxophone of doing is they said that now that this thing by Hoyoverse is being tested out and creators are gonna be selected more and more, like there will be more people involved in this. People, like, as Brax explained, this is gonna have some review by Hoyoverse, rightfully so. Do not have any thing like you can probably not use a certain language, you cannot say certain things that can make the corporation look bad or slander them. Rightfully so, you can just be like, yo, this game is shit. That's not first of all, it's rude. It's fucking rude to do that. Also, this game is amazing. Play Honkai Star Rail. But what they said is that creators, the guide makers now will be essentially paid to say that characters with free-to-play lightcoins are crap and you must pull their lightcoins.
Senator, why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Does it sound stupid? If your answer is yes, it's because it is. Like, again, it's big gacha. They're making us pay more money. Yes, Grandpa. Now let's get you to bed and your medications for the schizophrenia. But I have the ultimate Trump card. No, I don't want to name that guy. I have the ultimate Exodia card in my hand in this moment. Because a lot of people say Brax had to say that you need Hackathon's Lightcon because that's what Hoyoverse wanted and he's got paid for this, which is obviously not the truth. That's not what happened. The only thing he did, this is the basics of gaming, let's call it journalism, gaming early access. Like, I was supposed to be a gaming journalist for my studies, so I was around a lot of gaming journalists talking about their experiences, and what they all say is that you have to sign up a NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, where essentially the only things that are said are do not spoil what you can potentially see, do not spoil too much, do not slander the company, do not slander the game, do not slander anyone, be a respectable person where you're working in with with our IP in early access. Like, we are offering an early access to our future product. Please be essentially a decent human being. That's normal, you know. That's a thing to keep humanity in check, because humanity is chaotic, and so that's a nice thing to do. I understand that. I will do that too. I'm not a fool. I like sparkle. So, to absolutely disprove this conspiracy theory about Hoyoverse giving money to people to say to pull for the Litecoins, I did the unthinkable. I made a deep dive into the Acheron's main subreddit, because I know damn well that they already saw everything we are seeing now, basically, and already discussed, made their calculations, and whatever. They are probably 3 universes ahead of us. And do you know what I found? Because with facts and logic, you can go everywhere. Okay? I found different discussions where these random people, random Redditors, said multiple times in the months that you need Acheron's Litecoin to achieve her best potential. Because all the other options are good. Like, for example, I saw a lot of people talking about either good night and sleep well at max superimposition, or either Silverwolf's 5-star Litecoin or Wells, one of those, because there's not many options. So a lot of people talking about Lucas Litecoin as well, to have another Litecoin that applies a debuff for her passives and whatever. But these random Redditors, that obviously, if they come to the conclusion months ago, already saw the very same leaks that Hoyoverse is trying to stop with this early access thing, they said the same thing that Braxophone and anyone that got access to Acheron early have said. Now, you think there's two things you can think right now if you are one of those people with the tinfoil hat in all this situation. Do you think that Hoyoverse went out of their way to pay random people that watched the leaked content months ago, illegal means and whatever, months ago, to say you need a Litecoin to achieve her absolute best potential? Or do you think that Acheron needs her own Litecoin? Because that's just how it's built, the character. What do you think? If you think that Hoyoverse went out of their way and pay random Redditors knowing that they watched the leaks because it's a big millionaire company, I would recommend a checkup. Poor guy just went, just just had a terrible drama a couple of months ago, and he was one of them victims. So can we please leave this guy alone? Please? Thank you. But I'm more mad about the fucking stupidity that people are showing. Like, I can't understand Dr. Ratio now that he does not want to see any idiot around there with the statue mask he puts. He's correct. Like, look at me. My veins are fucking exploding because I'm that mad about this situation, about people being absolute fools for thinking the most nonsensical stuff. This is some 0 points get out situation. Like, just deal with it. Acheron is a character that needs their Lightgun to be at the max potential. You are not forced, of course, because Good Night and Sleep Well is a good alternative. It's even on her banner. Like, I wanted to pull for Acheron's Lightgun because I do not have Nihility Lightguns. I have, like, Eyes of the Prey, Fermata, the Ertastor one, and that's it. Like, I do not have Nihility Lightguns. So when I saw that her banner has either her Lightgun or Good Night and Sleep Well, I said, okay, I'm just gonna pull for in that banner. I have the same problem with Distraction Lightguns. So I will probably make some pulls on Jingliu's weapon banner as well to kind of fix the situation. But now I am, of course, more motivated to pull for a Lightgun. But remember, I am completely free to play, so there's no money that's gonna be involved, and it's something I would have done anyway, because as a free to play, you probably do not have like stuff like Good Night and Sleep Well. So that's a good investment under any circumstances. So I'm just frustrated at people. What I'm trying to say is, what Brax said is something people that watched leaked content already said months ago. So that's just an unfortunate circumstance that this early access thing has a character that is a bit tied to the Lightgun, even if honestly she sounds so broken that even if you do not have a Lightgun, you're just gonna cleave through any kind of content, even with the worst Lightgun. Like, I am kinda wanting to plan a video making experiments with Acheron with a very bad Lightgun, just to show that you can still do a lot of stuff with the worst circumstances around. This motivates me even more to do that. So, thank you. Now you are getting me yapping for more. And yeah, all of this sounded like jealousy by some not even some creators. It's probably some creator fans because he mentioned something like I understand other creators are mad. I really do not get it. Like this was a beta testing thing. They're trying to see what's gonna happen, and seeing how people are receiving this, like they put their tinfoil hat on their head. They're not gonna do this. So to the guy that asked why do we see illegal content coming out earlier than the version, well, thank the tinfoil hats. Thank them. Because if Hoyoverse decides to discard this option, you're gonna see that more. That's done. Apparently, some people trust leakers more than content creators that have signed an NDA. Like they didn't even get paid. Like, of course they're gonna get the ad revenue from the home video. And that's probably what's all about. I want the money, the video money. But that's stupid. Like, I myself am a person that likes to see people's reaction. So I watch, for example, the same part of a trailer of a live stream just to see what people think about it, how did they react to a certain thing, etc., etc. The same thing comes with guides. Like, after a bit, to me, guides are essentially another way to enjoy a certain creator. Like, for example, Brax or Slice. Like, it's more than the guides because, as I said, I have now reached enough experience that I can make up what a character needs by myself. If I have doubts, I watch guides to either confirm or correct myself. But I still watch guides for different creators, for different characters, just for my personal enjoyment. So if any creators felt left out because of this, and it's a creator I already watch, I personally would have watched that guide anyway, because it's a secondary way I quote unquote simp for the character. For example, let's take Acheron. Maybe on the day one she comes out, more guides are gonna pop up, and I will watch them just to be uh, like, oh yes, tell that this character is good again, tell that again. Like, it's it's a projection of liking praises towards the character I like in a video game. It's kind of weird, but you get what I mean. Like, I like when people are, surprised, like, wow, this character can do this. Like, I like to see people doing that kind of. I watched probably 10 people's reaction to Acheron's technique of insta killing people on the map, because that's a very hype moment that was very fun, and that's how I enjoy the community. So that's not a problem. Like, if there's anyone, like this game is huge. Like, it has like 30 million downloads. I don't remember, but let me check live. This game has been downloaded 10 million times. In 10 million people, there's not at least 100,000 people that doesn't do the same stuff I do. Like, I watch different people to see their reaction, their thoughts, and whatever. That's extremely unlikely. So, yeah, this feels like a nothing burger spawned out of jealousy for a thing that is limited for now because it's a beta. It's a beta test. They wanted to see. Of course, they took Braxophone. Huh? Braxophone coming now. Oh my god. He is a very prominent figure. Like, it's 300k subscribers. Don't mind the fact that I am not subscribed. This is not my YouTube account. This is just Google navigation. But yeah, he's a very big figure. He's probably the biggest in numbers guide maker for Honkai Star Rail that does mainly guides on Honkai Star Rail. Like, he did a Navia guide, but that's about it. He does other kind of videos with other games, rightfully so. He plays other stuff on the purple streaming site that you cannot name on YouTube because they're gonna destroy you. So, of course, he's selected to make this beta test. Like, the only drama Braxophone got involved in is a drama where he was the victim. So that's not something he made or whatever. Like, it's a positive figure, he's a fun guy. So, yeah, of course he would have been chosen. I don't understand what people are smoking. So, yeah, like, please be nice to Braxophone. Like, if you're not sad to Braxophone, please do. He makes an amazing job. And apparently people like to get on him as much as possible for some reason. I really do not understand. Like, what has this guy done to deserve all of this? It's like, I don't know. Is he submissive? Why did I say that out loud? I couldn't. But yeah, it's like, poor guy. Like, he's just doing its job. Like, even here you can see Wuthering Waves as given it's the same thing. Like, they're both early accesses, and he has some doubts about Wuthering Waves. Why would you think he said? I know that this is some other creators' fault that like to dog on creators that go like, oh no, creators just do this because they got money. They say this because they got money. I don't care what some 12-year-old or well, a grown up with a 12-year-old mentality says about content creators. You can't just assume that all content creators get paid to say things, that all content creators are corrupted. That's a very sketchy way of thinking and probably a bit projecting, because that didn't happen like all the time. After all, that people criticize a certain category of people and then whoopsie daisy, you are the very thing you accused someone else of being. Whoopsie daisy, that didn't totally happen. That totally does not happen every goddamn time, even in politics. No, 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 no. That doesn't happen. No, 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 no. So, I wanted to make this video to get it off my chest, because this was absolutely insane. Like, I wanted to, just let it go. I got my hours of sleep. I got on the wrong side of the bed. I thought about this video again. I went to make a small research. Amazing what a 5 minutes Google search can do for a person. So, yeah, that's about it. Like, use facts and logic instead of your tinfoil hat. I understand that in this world, many companies are sketchy. Not all of them are sketchy. If you want to make a change in this world, accuse sketchy companies for the sketchy things they do. Because when sketchy stuff happens, it comes out and we know. And we know some companies that did sketchy stuff and got backlash, rightfully so. This is not the case. This is not what is happening here. Because trust me, one of the biggest game producers for an entire category of games making sketchy stuff would have made in the news multiple times already. But this is not what is happening. So, for every... I know damn well that for every, like, Hoyoverse or for every Lego, because if I recall correctly, Lego is a pretty based company. I understand that for every one of good corpus, there's 10 Blizzard Activision. That's not what... That's another thing, though. Like, that's a measure for this world that it also teaches is that in a category, not everyone is dirty just because a lot of them are dirty. Alright? Alright. Now, I wanna finish off this video saying use logic. Okay? Do not fall into tinfoil hat reasonings. If, like, just stop for a minute and and think what I'm saying is possibly a conspiracy theory? If the answer is yes, there's a high chance that's probably some tomfoolery you're thinking about. So, yeah, use your brain, guys. Please. You have it for a reason.